Yo, yo, what's going on? It's your boy, Mr. Locario, the bad boy of the dating game. What's good? So, guys, listen, in this audio and video, I wanted to talk about what the game is really about. Okay, and I've mentioned it a couple times in other videos, but I want to sort of like take some time out to really, spell it out for you guys. So, the game, it's really not just about, getting chicks. You understand what I'm saying? The game is about personal development. That's what it's really about. It's about you becoming the best version of yourself. Okay? It's about you stepping it up so that you can accomplish certain things, right? What you got to understand is that when we talk about women, because we're talking about dating and all this other stuff, women is just the subject that we're talking about. But the game is about you, and it's about your personal development, right? So when we're talking about, attracting women and all this other stuff, we're talking about, you becoming confident, you improving your social skills, you learning how to be more decisive, you getting over your fear of rejection. So, all these things it's about you learning how to, improve yourself and to be the best version of yourself, right? So the game is about you. It's about your personal development, right? Because the thing is, the women or us talking about women is just the subject. Because we could basically switch up the subject that we're talking about, and it's still going to be about you and personal development. So if I was talking about, how to start a business and how to run a business and make these things happen, you're going to basically learn information that's going to, make you turn into the type of person who knows how to be a good businessman, who knows how to make money and all this other stuff, right? So it's about the subject is business, but it's about you developing the skills in order to run that business. You feel what I'm saying? I could talk about, being a happier person and talk about, how to become that happy person. And you're basically learning things to make yourself, you become that happy person. You feel what I'm saying? We could be talking about working out. The subject could be working out. And we're talking about things that you can do to develop yourself into, a person who's fit and a person who knows how to eat right and all this other stuff. So again, personal development, right? We could be talking about learning how to network, learning how to meet, people for, different types of things and events and all this other stuff. And that's you developing yourself to become that person who knows how to network. So all these different things, business, networking, working out, happiness, women, those are subjects, right? But the game is about you. So when we're talking about the dating game, when we're talking about women are just the subject, but the game is about you becoming the best version of yourself. It's about you improving yourself to accomplish whatever goal you're trying to do. And when we're talking about these videos, we're talking about women. You feel what I'm saying? So it's about you understanding how to attract women and learning the things that you need to learn to become that type of dude who women are attracted to, right? But see, the problem is that a lot of guys get it confused. They think, well, me learning all this stuff or trying to step up my game is just about me learning some tricks or, formulas in order to, manipulate chicks into fucking me. You feel what I'm saying? What's the quickest way I can, say these magic words or whatever in order to get girls to get with me, right? But it's not really about you just trying to get the girls, right? It's about you saying to yourself, well, when I'm in the context of trying to attract women, how do I become the best version of myself to be attractive to women? Do you understand? So you're developing yourself, or you're going through that personal development to become that guy. You feel what I'm saying? So that's what it's about. Because even it was funny the other day, I put up a video, and I was talking about paying for sex. I think I titled it like "Paying for Sex is Ridiculous," and I was getting emails about that and comments, and dudes were like, "Oh, but like dudes is really mad about like I don't know. I guess dudes like paying for sex." You feel what I'm saying? But the thing is, when you pay for sex, you're not really developing yourself. You're just sort of like trying to pay for it. It's kind of like going to college to learn something, and you say, you know what, I don't really want to learn it. Just can I just pay for the degree? Can I just pay for my master's degree? How much is it gonna cost? Okay, cool. Boom, thank you. Like, you got your master's degree, but you ain't learned shit. You feel what I'm saying? Like, you didn't develop yourself into the person that you should have been developing yourself into to really get results. Because if you got that master's degree, but you ain't learned nothing, you understand, and you get into a certain field, and then you actually need to learn how to do something to maintain that situation, how are you going to do it? So it's the same thing, with the whole paying for sex thing. It's like, okay, you paid for the sex, that's cool, but then you're going to have to just keep paying for sex in order to get chicks, but you haven't really developed yourself into the guy that is attractive to women. Because if you were actually working on yourself and developing, yourself and all this other stuff, you wouldn't need to pay for sex, because you would have developed yourself into the type of guy who women want to fuck. Do you understand what I'm saying? So, a guy who hasn't been working on himself, as far as when it comes to the context of you dealing with women and all this other stuff, right, it's going to be hard for you to attract them, because you haven't really been working on yourself, right? So it's about you working on yourself and developing yourself into that type of guy. Do you understand what I'm saying? So, when we're talking about the game, it's really about you focusing on you and figuring out what you have to do to get what you want. You feel what I'm saying? So a lot of times, you guys are looking for like the quick fix, the shortcuts, the magic formulas, so that you can just, make sex happen. Now, if you actually, truthfully, if you do just want to, smash, you feel what I'm saying, a chick, you could actually go and get a whore and a prostitute or whatever. You understand? It's not like you can't. But the point is that at the end of the day, if you're trying to actually develop yourself into the type of guy women find attractive, right, then you're going to have to work on yourself. And the thing is that what happens is that when you become that guy, right, things get easier for you. See, it's hard for you to understand now, for some of you guys, because some of you guys out there struggling, some of you guys out there, you're not really working on yourself too much, you understand, or you're going through a couple things that didn't go your way, so you're kind of slacking, or you gave up, you understand? So you haven't gotten yourself to the point where things are actually, flowing in the direction that it needs to be flowing in. You understand? It's kind of like, I remember, I can't remember the dude who was talking about this, but it was some dude I was listening to this podcast, and he was basically saying that, when he was talking about actually like business, and he was saying that a lot of times people will fail in business because they keep doing stuff, and certain things don't work, and they get setbacks and all this other stuff, right? So then they sort of just quit. But then you have another type of person who they're going through crazy shit, they having a little bit of setbacks, but they keep going and keep going and keep going. And then what happens is as a result of them keeping it going, right, they start to see some progress. And then once they start to see some progress, right, that progress motivates them to keep going even more. So once they keep going even more, they start to see more progress. And then that makes them want to keep going even more. And then it becomes this domino effect of things sort of falling into place where it needs to be. Do you understand? So the same thing goes for when you're dealing with women and you're dealing with chicks and all this other stuff, is that the more that you work on yourself, the more that you work on your game, the more that you actually put some time and energy into this. You understand what I'm saying? Then you'll start to see results. And then once you start to see results, that's the thing that's going to actually motivate you to want to keep going and keep making things happen, because now you see that it's actually possible. And this happens because you're starting to really work on yourself. You're starting to work on your social skills. You're starting to, become a little bit more confident. You understand? You're starting to, not be so scared of rejection, because as you've been getting rejected, you start to see rejection isn't that big of a deal. And you actually seeing that rejection isn't that big of a deal is growth. Do Do you understand what I'm saying? On your part. Because now you've 1 minute you were like, oh my God, rejection is so crazy. I can't get rejected. I'm going to die. You go from that to you talk to a chick and you got rejected and you're like, whatever, that ain't shit. And then you go to the next girl, you holler, and then that girl is feeling you. And then shit pops off with that girl and you're like, yo, I can actually attract women. And then you're like, okay, cool. Let me try this again. You feel what I'm saying? And then you talk to another girl, she probably rejected you. You talk to another girl, she probably rejected you. You go to another girl, and then she's feeling you, right? And then things start to happen with her, and then you start to notice. I noticed that before I was sort of like scared to talk to chicks, and now I'm not that scared to approach them. I sort of realized before that I would talk to women and I wouldn't know what to say. And now when I'm having conversations with girls, it just flows so easy. I remember before, it was hard for me to close the deal because I was scared that she was going to reject me. And now I close the deal all the time. Anytime I want to holler at a chick. And so that's you developing yourself. That's you working on your personal development to become that dude. Do you see what I'm saying? And then at that point, all the guys that, that's still talking about paying for sex, you're just like, what? That's why even myself personally is like, I'm always just like, yo, it's crazy because coming from my perspective, it just seems ridiculous because I've developed myself to the point where, like I have sex, you feel what I'm saying? Like basically, almost whenever I want. You feel what I'm saying? So then it's kind of like it seems it's like an abundance for me. You understand? And I want to get guys to that point. I want guys to see that. I want guys to experience that. You understand? But you're not going to experience it unless you're working on yourself. You understand? So you guys got to understand what this game is really about. Now, before you turn off this video, I want you to do 3 quick things. 1, I want you to click the link below so you can send me a question and I'll do a video on it. 2, I want you to click the link under that to get my free audio program, Undeniable Game, which gives you 7 tips on how to really attract beautiful women. And number 3, I want you to click the link under that to go to badboymembership.com where you get 45 through 90-minute audio and video dating advice tutorials every month. Hey, what's up? It's dating and life coach Mr. Locario. Go to badboymembership.com and master the dating game by joining my Bad Boy Membership program. In this program, you'll receive 45 through 90-minute, easy to follow, step-by-step dating advice tutorials that's guaranteed to help you attract, date, and have sex with beautiful women. Join the Bad Boy Membership today by going to badboymembership.com. That's badboymembership.com.